Hi, welcome. My name is Cynthia, and I'm here to do a reading for us. I decided to do a love reading, and now all of a sudden I'm not seeing my, there it is. I like to use these. This is a really popular deck. You've probably seen a lot of other YouTube readers use it, the Hidden Truth Oracle. You can find it on Etsy. I'm not getting paid. This isn't a sponsorship. I just wanted to acknowledge that for some reason. So I just kind of felt like doing a layout and maybe some scrying after I finish with the card layout. I'm not going to do a bunch of pre-talking. I'm just going to get into the layout, and the energy that needs to come out will come out. But the theme is going to be a love relationship. So if you're not interested in a love relationship spread, this isn't probably going to have a lot in it for you. Although I find with my favorite readers anyways, that even if the reading, even if at some point I can tell it's not relevant to my personal situation, themes come out that are relevant, even if it's not my particular story. And that's because tarot is designed to be an inner process where you explore yourself and ask yourself questions about your circumstances and what you're being, guided to look at within. So I think often you can find relevance. That's both a blessing and a curse, because you can start thinking that every reading is about you and you have to have some discernment with that. The energy for me this morning has been just ongoing frustration for some reason. I don't know why. And I can see right now that my tripod, for whatever reason, has never been a great tripod. It's crooked, so I have to go in and edit my videos to make them not crooked looking. There's just a lot of frustration that I'm feeling in this setting, and having outgrown a setting. So you might be feeling like you've outgrown a relationship, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what's happening. I mean, it's important for me to acknowledge the energy I'm in as a reader. That's what I like to do when I'm doing a general reading like this, but it's like an energy of looking around and trying to find the peace or the gratitude for the things that are going well, but having a really hard time doing that because, like, for example, if I go down to the river and try to really enjoy the natural setting that I'm in, which is important to do so that I'm grateful for what I have, but it's been hard because if I go down there, there's just trash that people leave and evidence of human abuse of nature. So it's like the energy for me is like, no matter what I'm doing or where I'm going and looking to try to find, like, don't, tune out the problems and just try to tune into what you're grateful for. It's like the universe is making it really hard to do that for whatever reason. And then I don't know why, but I want to do a love reading because of that. So hopefully this is just gonna resonate for someone. And I switched up my decks a little bit too to just kind of try to bring in some fresh perspective. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a reason that I'm feeling this way, because here's the Tower. Lots of raccoon spirit too, like maybe trickster energy is present. Raccoons are kind of known tricksters. And a Seven of Swords here. So something's going on. I guess that's what I'm picking up on. You're seeing clearly, whatever the event or the situation that's got you feeling in this Tower energy, a Three of Cups. So there's a betrayal in love. This is what's coming through right off the bat. For you, Empress, you're coming into some type of clarity or recognition about a love relationship. Maybe that there's been an affair, or that others in your life don't like the relationship or don't think it's good for you. Some sort of news has come in with this Knight of Swords that's been hard to take in. A Knight of Swords energy is rushing in energy, and with this Tower, it's really being revealed here. Something intense. It has to do with the King of Wands in your life, because you're in this Empress energy, and that's a good thing to understand, that in spite of all the chaos happening around you, you have clarity, and you are in Empress energy. So good is coming to you. Fertility and abundance is coming to you without you really having to. You know the power of your manifestation and your divine feminine energy to make things happen, even in the midst of a betrayal and trickster energy like this with this Three of Cups. I'm not trying to malign raccoons. I love raccoons, but they're coming out as tricksters here with this Magician card as well, and this raccoon. So, there was something else I noticed that I wanted to speak to. Oh, I don't know why, but again, with this Ace of Swords card and this, it looks to me like a laurel crown that's at the top of the swords. Laurel and laurel crowns and Roman Empire stuff has been coming through a lot. And, you know, often the United States, which is where I live, Turtle Island, gets compared to the Roman Empire and the fall of the Roman Empire. So this love relationship or this betrayal is kind of happening against a backdrop of something bigger in the world. Because this is like the fourth time that this sort of Caesar, Roman chariot, Caesar-like energy with this laurel crown is being highlighted and has meaning for me. I'm going to pull the strength position for you. So the vulnerability is that you've gotten this rapidly coming in news for you that's bringing you a tower about some type of a triangle. The strength, though, is that you understand that justice is going to play out. And to me, this is speaking to divine justice with this bat and the sun behind it. Ma'at is coming through also with the scales, or Libra, but Ma'at is the one who weighs your heart, I believe. To find out if it's pure, and you are trusting that process. You are aware that justice is happening, whether that's a divine justice or a literal justice like in the court system. Maybe you're going through some type of a separation of this former relationship, and that's brought a tower to you and pain about some type of deception or triangle, like an affair, I was saying. Your vulnerability is that you feel like this is going to be for folks who are in the world of magic and the esoteric, which isn't surprising. This is a tarot channel, but I think that I have some friends that are interested in this more as like a psychological endeavor and not so much from the esoteric world. But the devil on your shoulder is the Magician. So you might be having your shadow whisper to you to retaliate and get back at these people using the power that you know you have. You know that you're a magus. You're an empress. You're seeing clearly. You know these things. You understand that you have more power even than possibly this King of Wands who betrayed you at the center of things. It might not be that the King of Wands is a betrayer, but it's kind of looking like that a little bit to me for some reason. But what about this King of Wands? What about the King of Wands here? The Challenger. So it's, it's like this experience, and it has to do with this King of Wands and also the Magician. I feel like this is someone you feel has worked against you because of the wand element and the Magus card here. It's like, again, esoteric work, like magic. You feel blocked in some way, or that this circumstance has tried and failed to entrap you or confuse you or whatever. You're trusting a higher law here with this 11 card with justice, and also with this Ace card, and the Magician card is card 1 here, which is interesting. It's not the Fool in this deck. I never noticed that before. But to clarify, this King of Wands is the Challenger card, and it's a wild rose. It's a Scotch. Yeah, it is a wild rose, and it's coming up as a challenge. The briars of wild roses are really, they're not ideal for like florist bouquets, right? Like they're very powerful medicine, and wild rose is one of my favorite medicines, but they're very thorny, many of them, super thorny. So they're not easily handled. And I feel like this person is coming through with this kind of thorny energy, causing thorns in your circumstance. And you're conscious of that. You're aware of it. And you're trusting a greater force. That's your strength, is that you can trust a greater force. The devil on your shoulder might be telling you that you're more powerful than this ass. Like, why don't you just get back at him, right? Why don't you give him a taste of his own medicine? Why don't you hurt him so badly that he'll give up trying to hurt you anymore, right? That's the devil on your shoulder, though. It's important to know that. I see that you have the capacity to do that. You have the capacity to shut this down with your own power. And you're seeing clearly, and I see that. But the angel on your shoulder is guiding you to more evenly ground into a better material situation for yourself. But it's a very strong temptation. I can feel it, because the Magus card is more powerful than a Six of Pentacles. Although I will say that the Six of Pentacles right here in the Tetractys against this Justice card, that's what's backing the energy for the Six of Pentacles. You feel vulnerable right now. You don't feel maybe as strong just letting something bigger than you take care of it. It's very tempting for you to stop waiting for that to happen and to take matters into your own hands. That's what I'm feeling here from this layout. This is coming through really, really strongly. Where things are headed is a Seven of Swords. So you are suspicious. You're onto something here. You're aware of a betrayal. It's coming out in clarity. If it hasn't come out, it's about to, okay, with this Tower card. It might be that this is going to be, I don't know though, I feel like this is in play like right now, right in the present moment. What about the Seven of Swords here? What's going on with the Seven of Swords? The Advocate. So this is a modern garden rose, and it's a beautiful deep red, like centifolia rose, possibly. It's beautiful, actually. And an advocate is a good position. And it strikes me that it's possibly an attorney who knows how to fight fire with fire, who knows how to work with somebody who's trying to abuse the system. Or something came through recently. I don't even remember where it was. I was watching something on YouTube. And there was this attorney that came, I don't know if it was even on YouTube, but some attorney came through, like maybe it was an ad on YouTube, and he was an attorney that specializes in helping someone through a divorce legally that's involved with a narcissist. So it might be something like that you have an advocate in play that works in the justice system, that sees what's going on and knows how to help you defeat this situation. In the earth plane, in the mundane, right? Help you achieve the Six of Pentacles, which is a balance, a fair balance of give and take. That's kind of wild. There's a lot coming through here. I didn't expect that. I feel a lot of messages coming really quickly, and I'm trying to keep up almost. So this is the Seven of Swords. You want this person on your side, this advocate. They understand how to fight dirty in the courts. That's coming through. Like, I'm not saying you want to be fighting dirty, but if this person is fighting dirty, you need an attorney that understands how to combat that, right? Or how to protect you legally. This could also be spiritually in the etheric plane, right? Like if you feel like somebody's practicing magic against you, you also have an advocate that you can confide in about it, or that can help guide you about like how to protect yourself, right? I had a channeled dream that came through a few weeks ago, and it showed me 4 people sitting in a circle stripping bark, and it was to strip somebody of their protection, and it was very aggressive, mean energy. And tree bark is very protective, and it's a natural friend. Trees are, right? Like trees, you can have a deep relationship with trees as a person. And there was something about a freezer spell, chaos magic, and then sitting in a circle and stripping bark off these branches to strip you of your protection. And it strikes me that tree energy has been coming through in a candle I made, in that vision I saw, and also I lost the other one. I can't, hopefully it'll come back to me. Oh, in a separate piece, I did a reading that had messages from the novel and the storyline of a separate piece, and a tree is a huge symbol in that book. There's a lot of symbolism in that book, including the tree, which the friends were in when one friend betrayed the other, and he fell out of the tree because of his friend's actions. It's a symbol in the book for multiple things, and so there's something about trees here that's important. What are the messages of this King of Wands? What is this King of Wands' thoughts? What are they doing relative to this situation? It's important that you are aware of this. It's like you already know that you have more power than this king for some reason, but you're choosing not to abuse it, is what I'm picking up. You're choosing to let things unfold in the mundane world and let that take care of you. And it might be because there's some quote out there, and I can't remember who said it, but be careful about fighting your enemy lest you become like the enemy, right? So it might be something like that, that you're aware that you could engage in these kinds of practices to get back at this person and maybe bury them, right? Like really, but you're trying not to do that because you're recognizing in your wiser state of mind that you're seeing clearly that that's not the way for you, I guess, is what I'm getting at. You're trying to let things play out as they should in the mundane world. I bury myself in work to forget you. So this person is hurt. This is why this person is maybe acting against you. I replay our conversations over and over. So this person might be going back in time to a time that they felt hurt by you, and they're ruminating or perseverating about it and just playing over it and over it and over it, and maybe trying to get their mind off it through work, but they're also simultaneously like brooding, right? Brooding and angry and wanting to hurt you. That happens when someone feels really hurt and they haven't done any shadow work. Their response is to get revenge or to get back at you. I have a close loved one who split up with her partner during a really traumatic time in her life where she lost a family member, and that person was hurt and felt abandoned by her, or they had fallen in love with her and then they were really hurt that she split up from them, but she was just trying to survive. Then like fast forward 2 years, he came back around into her life and she was open to it because she missed him. She was feeling a little bit better, started dating him again, and then found out that he was planning to use her and dump her to get back at her. So it's something like that, like something really twisted in this person's mind because they haven't done any shadow work and they're so hurt by something that went down between you that they're trying to get back at you. That's what's coming through. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm not the one in charge here, so this is a dark energy. One more. I hide behind material things. This person hasn't done their shadow work. And a King of Wands is a king is someone that values material comfort and material. There aren't any like pauper kings that are empowered. Kings have a lot of money and a lot of power and a lot of gold and a lot of riches and royal courts carried out, and the sort of royal divine right of kings, as Ursula K. Le Guin calls it, like they've had unchecked greed and power often, which is why people finally overthrew that system of rulership, right? Including Caesar, right? Including Julius Caesar, who was trying to be this sort of democratic leader with the Senate and all that, but then he started getting so big that he started declaring himself emperor and things like that, right? Things that became out of alignment and out of balance. There's some kind of an abuse of power here that's really coming through. And it's partly must be why I wanted to do the Star Dragons deck here also, to pull what's some advice for you about the Seven of Swords. You have an advocate. You're working smarter is what I'm picking up. You're trying to be wiser. And go through the appropriate channels and not resort to what this person has resorted to. Okay. What's some advice for you? vision, contemplating the future. So I love how it's, so you are in here with your dragon. This card is highlights dragon energy and its relationship to us. So they aren't dragons in isolation. All the cards have dragons along with us. We're represented with the dragon. And it's saying, you're contemplating the future. This dragon is seated with you. The dragon is not in chaos energy, and dragons are chaos bringers. So this strikes me as that, again, this power with this Empress, like Khaleesi, is kind of coming through. Like, you could harness this dragon to create total destruction in this person's life. It's like you have the power to do that, but instead you're choosing to go still and envision your future that you want and not be distracted by getting your vengeance on this person that's hurt you. It's the high road. It's a hard road to walk, but you have an advocate here, and you have been kind of taming your inner dragon relative to this. But I can sense the kind of fatigue and anger and frustration with that. It takes a lot of patience to wait for something like the justice system to play out, and often people with good reason don't trust our justice system. And so they may feel like, I can't afford to let this be played out in the courts. I need to take the law into my own hands. And I'm not even saying that's a wrong take. A lot of times I can see why people don't want something to go through the court system, especially women, right? Or folks of color. Why would they trust the court system? But there's some energy here that has guided you to hold your fire. Don't unleash the dragon, right, on the situation. You seem to have recognized or seen higher than that and realized, I need to let this play out in the mundane world. It's not going to serve me, because it might take you too far over the edge into shadow, right, into your own shadow. And you're recognizing that's not, you're an integrated person. If you're in this Empress status, you don't have unchecked shadow work that's just ruling you from the subconscious without you being aware of why. But that's what I feel like has happened with this person. They got so hurt by whatever loss of you or ending of the relationship or whatever, that they are perseverating over how to hurt you. I'm sorry to say that, but this is not, if this doesn't sound like your reading, or if you're like, what? Like, this isn't for you. This is for someone that already understands that they're going through a process like this. What's something for you to hang on to while you wait? Because I feel the sort of indignation that you feel, or the frustration with waiting, letting things play out. Like a Six of Pentacles energy, which is your strength, can feel frustrating when you're up against a king and a magus and this level of tower-like betrayal. But you have clarity, and the cornerstone is the Ace of Swords. It's really important that you are remaining clear through this Knight of Swords energy about this. What else should you know? Power at the split. And it's like you're harnessing all of this intense energy and grounding it in through the Six of Pentacles, but it's taking everything you have, right? The Power card is like, this person is empowered by the Sword of Truth here. You could even see that as like the Archangel Michael protecting you. That could be part of this advocacy energy. But it's taking everything this figure has to channel that level of electric jolt like a tower can bring, a lightning striking a tree, right? It's not easy, right? You're doing it, but I can feel that it's like taking everything you have. Being in the here and now, staying in the here and now is good advice for you, and maintaining your clarity, using your prayer, asking for justice from a higher spiritual place than just, street justice, right? Or something. And you're going through the awakening. You have the clarity to understand that, but it's very difficult. It's challenging to tame this dragon. But the dragon inside you is working with you because you've done your shadow work. So even though you're tempted to go full out like magician on this person and like ruin them because you're so angry at how this person has acted against you, you and your shadow understand that it's not the way for you. I understand, though, how frustrating that can feel. I do. What else should we draw here? I'm kind of not sure now. Oh, I was going to maybe do some scrying into this quartz crystal, but I'll pull maybe some Colette Baron Reed. I highly recommend this deck. It's just, it's her most popular, and it's really helpful as a clarifier with tarot layouts, I find. And I sometimes when I'm a little fatigued of interpreting tarot, I just pull one or two of her cards and get the message I need, right? So I used to be a little bit like, oh, oracle cards, anyone can read oracle cards, but it's not about ego. It's about a meditative practice or whatever. So yeah, I'm proud that I can read tarot very well, but it's nice to have oracle cards as compliments, right? Breathe. Yeah, 100%. That's air element, Ace of Swords. Maintain your clarity of the air element within you. To be fair, again, you are recognizing that you are not going to go into this kind of energy where this person was sneaking around, not being honest with you, not being upfront, plotting, perseverating about your relationship, like that person. Like, his name was Tony, and he had it out for, he couldn't get over the fact that he had been hurt by this loved one of mine, and he just waited and plotted. And when he saw an opportunity, when she was trying to be open to him and like sincere, and even when she split up with him, was trying to be like, look, it's not personal. I'm just grieving this intense loss. I don't know how to show up for anyone else right now. It didn't matter to him. He took it as like a slight against him, didn't even really have the capacity to grasp what she was going through, nor did he try. He just waited and watched and perseverated, and then when he had an opportunity, he came back in to hurt her deliberately. That's what he did, and that's what I'm picking up here, is somebody deliberately trying to get back at you, even though you weren't acting in a malicious way, okay? It's just really coming through. You're trying to be in, to be fair energy. I'm going to read that for a relationship. It's card 38. That's what your higher wisdom is showing you should do. The road that you need to walk right now is to be fair. Can you find a way to achieve fairness? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. This Justice card and the Six of Pentacles, right? The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. That's interesting too. That's the place that you're operating from. I'm glad to hear that you have this advocate, because I feel like without this advocate, it's not in your nature to play or fight dirty. As tempting as it has been for you at times, because this person has been acting with such aggression or such betrayal towards you. It's coming through with this Tower and this triangle energy. The Three of Cups is a troubled card often for me as a reader, especially in a love reading. So you have the higher recognition and the power of your faith and your spiritual practice or meditative practice to continue operating from a place of fairness. And that's going to be what carries you through even way into the future. After this chapter is closed, you'll be able to sleep at night because you know that you stayed true to your own integrity and you didn't get in the mud, right? You didn't get down in the mud. That's coming through quite a bit. I think now what I'll do is just do some scrying here. Okay, and we'll see what I can see about your circumstance. The ocean is coming through a lot, like a storm at the ocean. Yeah, like really powerful elemental energy, like a storm at the ocean that's creating like a whirlpool or a black hole in a galaxy. And I had a channeled dream that came through about a very similar image of a whirlpool. It's back on the Obsidian Mirror podcast. There was a it's the one that's titled, it's got a trigger warning for if you have ancestry that or people in your life that have suffered political persecution. I don't know how that's coming relevant here, but it is, because that whirlpool in the ocean is again coming through. And I'm seeing a bird flying at you, like a bird of a seagull, and then it's kind of shifting into like an ocean, going like an albatross. So ocean life, ocean birds. My dad, there's a memory coming up about my dad that it's showing me. I wasn't there. It's only a memory that I pictured in my mind from a story he told. And it's when he went to the beach with my mom's family. And my mom's family was really dynamic, is really dynamic and adventurous and fun and light, humor. My dad really liked them. And he went to the beach, the ocean with them, and my uncle was learning to surf. And so my dad was trying it as well. And he got caught in a riptide. And he was starting to get really panicked because he couldn't get to the shore. And he was going to keep being carried further and further away from where they were. And somehow my uncle Grant, who recently passed away, recognized what was happening to my dad, and he got over to my dad, and he was able to stay calm. He was able to stay in this Ace of Swords energy because my dad was panicking and afraid, like, I might drown, I might not be able to get back to the shore, I'm getting further and further away from them, because the riptide was too powerful. The current was way too strong for my dad, and he was getting really exhausted. And my uncle showed up just in time. And my dad told me the story about how my uncle really kept him calm and kept saying, Ron, we've got this. We're okay. I'm right here with you. We're going to just keep swimming parallel to the shore until we get out of the riptide, and then we'll be able to swim in. Just stay calm. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. And he helped guide my dad back to the shore. And he put his own life at risk, but he understood intellectually what was happening and how to stay grounded and not panicked. And that's what it's showing me here. Staying grounded. You have an advocate with you. You feel like you're getting swept up in the storm, and it's getting frightening at times, but you're being guided to know that you have allies. Know that you can maintain your integrity here. You don't have to start fighting dirty. You can let your advocate in the courts or wherever do some of that work for you that better knows how to manage it. This is just all really coming through channeled. I just feel, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening, but I feel what you're going through in my heart, and it feels really intense. The other thing too is that I just had a dream where I was walking along the shore and these 3 whales were accompanying me, and that strikes me as very similar to what my uncle did for my dad, coming up alongside my dad and helping my dad stay calm until they could keep going outside of the riptide and then come to shore. They had a long ways back to walk, but it saved my dad's life. My uncle saved my dad's life. And my uncle just died recently, so that's meaningful. Now it's showing me like rays of sun shining down on the beach, on the sand, like after the storm has cleared. So you're going to be safely carried through this storm. You might feel like you're right in the storm, or it's about to hit. If it hasn't yet, you sense it. Again, I'm not trying to scare anyone who doesn't feel any of this resonates. This is you're being guided and protected. Just don't forget that. Like my uncle protected my dad, like those beluga whales showed up in my dream. Now there's this Rush song coming through. I'm trying to remember, but it's again storm related. It's from their later, like when they got really synth heavy. Look in to the eye of the storm. Look out for the force without form. And so I can't remember right now what song that's from. Yeah, now that bird, like the albatross or a large sea bird like an albatross, it's now turned into this dragon, this white dragon. It's with you, that you have this power within you. You're okay. It might be that you needed to hear this because you don't feel safe right now or you feel fearful. And now I'm seeing a spirit that came again in another channel dream. It was like an ancient grandfather spirit, and it was a large pterodactyl like creature of the air, like a dragon, right? Like some people feel that dragons are dinosaurs, right? And so it's like a dragon, but it has a skeleton head. It's not, I don't know how else to describe it. It's very beautiful. And the first time I ever saw it, it was showing me it's a grandfather spirit. It's taking you above the storm in some way, and it's helping you look below and see what's happening from a safe distance. You can watch what this is happening playing out, and you're safe. I just got tons of chills. You're safe. It's really important that you understand that. This person that's trying to act against you is not going to succeed, but I feel like maybe you're starting to worry that you're going to be defeated here, and maybe this reading is coming through. So this isn't even necessarily a love reading in the sense of what's coming for you in love. It's what happened to you in love with somebody that you trusted and that you're now seeing maybe has done something really horrible against you, and you feel afraid, honestly. And I'm seeing a pomegranate, which to me is a symbol of feminine power. I keep seeing a TV too. I don't know why that is. Maybe something, I don't know. I don't know why I keep seeing a TV. I'll just say it. Yeah, I think that's it. The only other thing I'm really seeing is like the sun shining on sand, the way that if you're catching the light just right at the shore and you see that water sparkling off the light sparkling off the water, it sparkles off the sand too. There's like characteristics of sand because they're rock that has been worn down by time into sand. And seashells and things also, but it's something about the sand catching the light also, like glinting particles in the sand that are catching light. That has meaning for someone. Kaleidoscopic prism-like imagery. And that's not mystifying. I mean, here that's happening with this candle and these cut glass forms, and then here shining through this cut crystal ball, this sphere. Okay, so now I'm just gonna I don't know what to do. I'll pull some of my cards here. What are some final words? I hope this is helpful in reaching whoever it needs to. I feel sick. Something about this is sickening. It's like a sickening betrayal. I'm sorry. I feel your fear, and I'm sorry that I really want you to know that you're okay here, whoever's going through this. Be tender with your inner child. That's the fear. Your inner child is the one that's fearful here. Really take care of your inner child right now and do what you need to soothe your inner child. Your energy soothes and is a gift to this world. I just said soothe, right? So it's really important that you do things to soothe you and soothe your inner child. Know that you have an advocate, right? Remember the people who are on your side. Remember the people you can trust that are helping see you through this difficult experience. Maintain your integrity. Don't step out of line. Don't start double dealing or dealing in trash like this person might have, or toxic behavior. You don't have to do that because you're protected. And you know your power. You're an empress. You know that you have the power, that you could undo that. That alone can be of comfort, right? And you don't need to act on it because you've got protection here. Yeah. God, I'm sorry. I really feel your fear and I feel the sickness of this. It's a tower that's hitting hard. I'm sorry. I feel apprehensive even about posting a reading like this again, but this is saying you need to turn this over to fate. You need to trust a higher law or higher wisdom or higher protection here, and not to get down in the mud. That just keeps coming through. That doesn't mean that you can't work with people who know how to do that in the legal system, again, who know how to fight against somebody like this, okay? You hold the power in the situation. Boom. Don't forget to wield your power with ethics and from your heart. I mean, that's what's been coming through over and over again. You are empowered here. You could defeat this person at their own game if you wanted, but you're being asked to rise above it. And like that grandfather spirit that's taking in the channeled message where that grandfather spirit came in before, it was showing me what was happening on earth, all of what has happened, like the ancient history, the present, the future, all simultaneously happening. And I was safe above it all with this grandfather spirit in that vision that I had through the obsidian mirror. You hold the power in this situation. Don't forget to wield your power with ethics and from your heart. So maybe now what I'll do here coming up, because I'm feeling like maybe I should do another obsidian mirror gaze. And I might do that or not. I don't know yet. But a lot of previous messages are linked in here. So yeah. Medicine of laughter. Find and be with some people that can help you laugh. In fact, I kept having this scene from Bridesmaids with Melissa McCarthy show up in my psyche, where she's telling this hilarious story about falling off a cruise ship and like going down into the ocean and having this spiritual connection with the dolphin. And it makes me laugh. That movie itself is just pure gold. It is so funny the whole way through. And I kept thinking I should watch that. I need to be lifted because I'm going through my own, I don't think it's anything like this, but I'm going through my own difficult transition. And I keep trying to find my peace. What can I hang on to? Like, I'll go down to the river and try to just be meditative down there, but then looking around, I see trash and that interferes, right? Like, it might be really testing you. And medicine of laughter can help you release some of it and just turn it over to something greater and know that you're being protected even as you go through the eye of the storm. You can safely look into the eye of the storm. You can see the force without form. You can look in and have that, I'm getting chills again, and have that empower you, but you rise above it. It's not something that you're in the morass where you're going to drown. Like my dad had that terror in him. I'm going to drown. And as he was panicking, my uncle came right up with that Ace of Swords energy to say, Ron, you're okay. We're going to get through this. Just keep paddling in with the current, in the direction. Don't fight the current, right? Don't fight the whirlpool. Don't fight the storm. Trust, and you will see your way through. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and close the reading. Thank you.